Barcelona have defeated Elche 4-0 away from home. Barcelona are now 15 points on top of La Liga, meaning that they're 15 points over Real Madrid, which is a very big deal because when have we expected for Barcelona to do such a thing? So it's a very exciting time to be a Barcelona fan, and especially with the way that we won today, it was a very much needed win, and especially for these players who scored. Like for example, Ansu Fati scored, Ferran Torres scored, Lewandowski scored 2 goals. We knew that before the international break, Lewandowski was not in his best form, but now he has scored 2 goals, and now we're going to go into the next match, which will be the semifinal match against Real Madrid, and we're going to go with a lot of enthusiasm, with a lot of motivation to really score a lot of goals against Real Madrid. So a game like this against Elche, it was very much needed. So just for a quick recap on La Liga and where Barcelona stand today, Barcelona have a total of 71 points, and they are in first place. The top scorer for La Liga is also Lewandowski. The most goals combined with the most assists, it is yet again Lewandowski. The most clean sheets, it is Ter Stegen, and so Barcelona is dominating the league. And within this specific game against Elche, we have yet again found another clean sheet. Like I have said before, also Lewandowski scored 2 goals. Ferran Ansu also scored, which was very much needed. We also did see a good amount of minutes for Pablo Torre, and there was a debut for Alex Garrido. Xavi has praised this player. He has said that this player here, he is Barcelona material, and he always gives great last passes. And so we should expect to see much more from this youngster within the coming games. And we did all of this and dominated in such a way without the likes of Frankie de Jong, Pedri, Rafinha, Christensen, and Dembele. They were all out for different reasons. Like for example, Frankie is injured, Pedri is also injured, Rafinha was suspended, Christensen and Dembele were also injured. And I do want to shout out Gavi, right? Because Gavi had a great game. Yes, we are currently talking about how Eric Garcia was so great as a pivot, and we will talk about that later. But I do want to shout out Gavi because in tonight's match, he did play a total of 68 minutes. He provided 1 assist. He created the most chances. He completed the most dribbles. He won the most duels with a total of 11, had an 82% accurate pass rate, and 4 out of the 6 of the dribbles were successful. So Gavi had an amazing match. I do believe that this player will continue to get even more minutes as the season goes by. And I'm saying this because a lot of you guys like to say that Gavi is going to have his minutes reduced because of how certain players are getting better. Like for example, many of you guys are trying to say that, you know, we should see a midfield of Frankie and Eric Garcia and Sergio Busquets, or a midfield of Busquets, Frankie, and Pedri in the future. But I think that Gavi just continues to prove everybody a point that he is very much needed in this Barcelona squad, and he was one of the most dominant players on that night. And so yes, he is just as untouchable, just like Frankie and Pedri. And so now let's talk about Eric Garcia, because many of you guys who did not watch this game, you guys probably are asking, how did Eric Garcia do as a pivot under Xavi? And Eric Garcia did well. He had a total of 70 touches, 51 out of 55 passes were completed, 5 out of 6 long balls were also completed, 100% of his duels were won, and 100% of his dribbles were also completed, had 3 recoveries and 3 interceptions, and had a total of 5 passes into the final third. So it was a great game. Would I say that Eric Garcia surpassed what Sergio Busquets gives in day out? No, I don't think so. But as for like a first game, Eric Garcia has all of the foundations. He understands the principles on what it's needed to play as a pivot at Barcelona. Eric Garcia also spoke to Movistar Football on his first experience within this position, and this is what he said: "I'm happy with the team's victory. In the end, whatever it takes to help. This position is a little more tiring, but fine. I'll see myself where the coach does ask me. My position is central, but if I have to play there, I'm delighted." So it's no surprise that Eric Garcia was saying that this position is way more tiring, because I did explain about 2 videos ago on how, like, you know, if any player positions themselves higher up the pitch, whether it's from the defense to the midfield or from the midfield to the attack, it does get more tiring. If you move a full-time center back and into the midfield, they're going to be experiencing way more like running situations where you have to run on a certain area or you have to like chase the ball. Eric Garcia in some points of the game did look tired, but that's okay because he's going to get accustomed to that, and he's young enough to really transform himself into a different player. And I hope that maybe this could be the beginning of something great. And here is going to be the pass map of Eric Garcia, so you guys can get a overall better idea on where Eric Garcia was like making his distributions with his passes. And a lot of them were very much sideways. There were a few passes that he was trying to make that was going to go straight through the middle, but some of those did not fall through. He only had a total of 6 misplaced passes. But overall, like I have said, for his first game, it was amazing. And what's so interesting is that Xavi has also confirmed after the match was over that this was all Jordi Cruyff's idea. It was never Xavi's idea. Jordi Cruyff did say, "Hey, look, I think that it's a great idea for us to put Eric Garcia in the pivot position because he has all of the qualities that Sergio Busquets does have. He just needs to have the experience and just build that through the season." And so they have been testing Eric Garcia in this position for months, supposedly, according to Xavi Hernandez. they have been testing him against the B team. And I think that after a few months later, they're like, okay, I think that this player knows the foundations now. He's ready. Let's start him out into a real La Liga match. And so it was a very bright day for this club. Like, again, going back to Ansu Fati, I'm just so happy to see that Ansu Fati has finally scored, because the way that he scored, right, he was running with the ball and he shot to the bottom left corner. That's like his signature move. That type of goal was so much needed. This is his first goal since like October 2022. That was the last time Ansu Fati scored in La Liga, so it's been a while. It was time. And when he was celebrating, you can just see, like, right, through his like facial emotions and through his body language, how much that goal meant to him. And I hope that Ansu Fati just continues to score more goals, and I hope that he scores against Real Madrid on Wednesday. And that's pretty much it. This was a very expected win. We were supposed to win against Elche, which is a team that is at the bottom of La Liga. We won 4-0, and also with this win, it says here, according to Opta, Jose, that Barcelona have won 12 away games in La Liga this season, which is the most in the Europe's top 5 leagues this season, alongside with Napoli in the Serie A, with also a total of 12 away games. So that is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.